All right, let's put yourselves in the shoes of the recruiter. Come scholarship season, imagine walking into your office each morning to hundreds and hundreds of student applications stacked on your desk. The truth is, the recruiter only has time to skim, to breeze through the mountain of resumes, perhaps 6 or 7 seconds each, to search for bling bling, the relevant keywords. So, um, guys and ladies, as the applicant, it is your job to know what to highlight in your resume. Be organized, be truthful, be relevant, and be accurate. Essentially, your resume is your personal marketing brochure. You might ask yourself, why do I need to sell myself? Because you are attempting to make the recruiter fall in love with you at first sight. Much like a travel brochure.
Why we didn't do anything?
Hmm?
I was in the section A one.
Much like a travel brochure, touting the best
So
features
I
of a
think I was
tourist.
in the wrong place.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can't just proceed, just proceed.
Okay, much like a travel brochure, touting the best features of a tourist destination, in your resume, ensure the focus is on your key attractions. We proceed, I would like to share some facts and figures on the 2019 SPM examinations for context. The total number of actual candidates who sat for the exams was a staggering 389,498, and the number who scored straight A's was 8,876. Okay, I will let that number sink in for a while. 8,876 straight A scorers. So you can imagine the stack of resumes. Next, let's go through briefly on the scholarship selection procedures in year 2020, this year, for that student cohort. Please note, the process would vary from sponsor to sponsor. Some would require all the 4 steps of resume, video resume, essay, and group interview, whereas others may skip 1 or 2 of those steps. But always, the resume is the first step, the opening doorway to the next stage, and most assuredly, it would be the main reference document during the interview. I repeat, your resume would be the main reference document during the interview. Some sponsors have requested also for video resumes, and additionally, an essay on pre-selected topics. Group interviews done individually for candidates are also popular. Due to the prevailing COVID-19 movement control order, the interviews were held online mainly via platforms such as Zoom, Teams, etc. As a note, some sponsors do have special allocations for the B40 for the needy and rural area students. So flying color results may not be the whole determining factor for the award of scholarship. I would also like to share here to give you an idea of the scholarship and study loans that was offered in 2020. So what I've done here is I've listed all the scholarships under 3 broad groups, namely the government or government-linked companies scholarships, then the corporate or the private sector scholarships, and last but not least, the university or other institutions. So as you can see, these are the most popular ones, but it is not exhaustive. This is to give you an idea that no, it's not just JPA or MARA scholarship that's available out there. You have a choice, but you must choose carefully. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we come here to the gist of our talk today, which is the anatomy of a resume. To make it easy for all of you to recall, just remember the acronym FOSAS, compose us. F stands for your format or the template. O stands for objective, your personal or career goals. S stands for studies, your key academic achievements to be listed in the resume. Next is A, your awards, honors received, and also your leadership positions. Lastly is S, or your skills and work experience. Okay, the first element is the format of the resume. There are many free versions of a template available on the internet. Please choose one that projects a professional image, a scholarly image, instead of a gimmicky, all colors of the rainbow template. So I've shown here the key outline of your resume. At the top is, of course, your name and personal contact details. Then comes your resume objective, your career goals. You may also include a personal statement. Then is your studies and academic achievements, followed by your awards, honors, sports, or leadership positions. Then is your skills or work, volunteering experience, and last at the bottom is a list of your referee or referees. So please make sure that what you put in your resume projects substance over form. It must be readable and clear. For your professional photo, please dress professionally. You may refer to webinar number 3 for on stream for team A for that, for reference on that. For the photo, you may pose with a slight tilt instead of a straight ahead look as per your IC. Please make sure the background is a solid color, and please no posing with your cat or deer. For each section, list the items in reverse chronological order, i.e. start with your current or most recent activities. In your resume, use clear, legible fonts. Use sizes between 10 to 12 points. For the section headings, you make it bold and slightly larger than the rest of the text. Be consistent with your format and layout of each section. Once you're finished with your resume, do save it as a PDF document in order to preserve the layout when it is sent out to recruiters. So before you hit the save key, ensure that your resume is readable and clear. Proofread. You can ask your parents, for example, to help go through your resume to make sure there are no spelling mistakes or grammatical mistakes. Okay, we now come to the second section of your resume, which is your objective or goals. This is a very important section. It should be a brief, concise outline of your academic strengths, your future plans and goals. Do highlight your strong academic record, any relevant extracurricular activities, and your sense of purpose for your future academic or professional career. At the same time, research your target sponsor.
Kak, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Boleh akak kuatkan sikit tak suara?
Tekan sikit ya.
Ada orang tak dengar. Sorry Kak, thank you. You may
Okay.
proceed.
Hold on. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, going back to the topic about objective and goals. Is this better, Anwar?
Yes. All right. You may
Yes.
proceed, Kak.
Okay. As I've said, before you write your resume, please research your targeted sponsor. What is the organization's profile? What is their vision and mission? So that when you write your objective of goals, you can accordingly align your personal goals um, to match the aspirations of the sponsor as closely as possible. Next, describe why you are the candidate, the scholarship candidate that they are looking for. Please be specific, avoid general statements. I give one example. Um, you're a student at MRSM Typing, awarded Dean's List for 2 consecutive semesters with active leadership positions in the Student Representative Council, 6 scholarship to pursue undergraduate studies in the field of analytical data science at an Ivy League or top global university. So that is one example of a concise, targeted objective or goal. Okay, in to help you to come up with your goals, this would require a bit of self introspection. Um, do know Ask yourself these 4 questions. What are my needs and priorities with regards to faith, family, your health and fitness, your finance, and your friends? What are your standards for each of those needs? What are your boundaries and what are your goals? So this would require some thinking on your side to know yourself. I believe for this year's SPKG, the school has asked each of you to do the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs personality test. So that would also help you in order to arrive at your goals. Next is a section on your studies or your academic achievements. So start off with, of course, the name of your school. Do flaunt your CGPA pointers and share your favorite subjects of study. Here is the bling bling part. List your key achievements, such as your trial results, if you're applying before the SPM results are out, or your actual SPM results, and any dean's list that you have received during your study. Uh, Also list your extracurricular activities and achievements. Examples abound, such as editor of school magazine, member of Environment Awareness Club, or member of the Student Disciplinary Council. Next is the award section, the A part. The key thing for this section is context and meaning. Okay, if you only write, say, Best English Debater President's Cup 2020, that may not mean much to the recruiter. Be very specific with the award that you have received. Coming back to the earlier award I've said just now, um, expand it to say Best English Debater and member of winning team of the President's Cup ASEAN Debate Competition 2020. This would give a better idea to the recruiter reading your resume on how big your achievement is. Some other ideas for your awards and honors could be subject-related awards. For example, you love geography and you've participated in some national level geography quiz or competition. Could be any awards that you've also received at a science fair or innovation fair. Uh, if you're the ones who like to write, it could be publication in student journal. And leadership roles is also very, very important. Please make sure, if possible, that you can list at least one leadership role during your academic career. For example, as I said earlier, editor or a club leader or student representative council or student disciplinary council. Uh, For the next section on skills and work experience, this is to showcase your organizational communication skills and ability to resolve conflicts, to show that you are persistent a person and productive. This could again come from your extracurricular activities, or perhaps any volunteering jobs that you've done during the holidays. So when you list this, uh, put in the name of the position, the club or the organization, and the location. Add a few bullet points to describe your responsibilities. Use action words such as assisted the team to achieve something, or you develop manuals for the quality team, or you perform additional tasks um, in order to make sure the team achieve the goals. You may use what a technique called the STAR technique. This is an acronym for situation, task, action, results. Okay, so webinar number 7 this afternoon, the speakers would be elaborating in detail on this technique. So uh, please follow carefully. But essentially, what you do is, as I've said, you describe the situation or where you worked at, and then what was the task that was assigned or the task that you volunteered yourself to do, what were the actions that you took, and of course, the results and impact of your action. Why I mention the STAR technique here, because this is the same thing that would be employed during the interview. So as I said earlier at the start, the resume is the main reference document for the recruiter when they are interviewing you. So consistency is key. You would put some examples in your resume, but inshallah, if you're invited to the interview, also have other examples of your skills and achievements in case the interviewer asks for other examples as well. Okay. As for the resume, video resume, as I've said, some recruiters might ask for your video. So again, please make sure it is professional with a good background and lighting. Be very well prepared. Have a ready script, and as much as possible, because it's a video, it's a visual medium. Show your achievements, and instead of just talking, um, keep it short and sweet though. And before you send it off to the recruiter, share and get feedback from your friends and family. The other document that recruiters might ask for are the scholarship, are essays. So what I've shared here are some actual titles that was asked by UEM, Bank Negara, and Hazana accordingly. So it could be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 words. So this would be, I hope that this would be useful if and when you are attempting to go for scholarships from such organizations. So as you can see, some of the questions from the essays are very probing. They ask you a lot about yourself. For example, the first one from UM, describe a time in your life that has shaped who you are as a person. So what I've shown, what I'm showing here is something called ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese notion on reasons for our being. So it consists of 4 areas: what you are good at, what earns you money, what you love, and what the world needs. So do ask yourself, what is fundamentally my purpose in life? Because that will then help you to answer, uh, for example, the essays questions that posed here. this needs to come from your heart because you may write one thing. If you ask someone else to write the essay for you, for example, your parents, without your very deep involvement, um, uh, you might not be able to elucidate, to communicate the same sense of purpose during the interview. So that's why I say have a go first at it. You can ask your parents or your friends to go through perhaps the grammar or the spelling, but essentially it must come from yourself. In conclusion, what's important, what the recruiters are looking for is your grit, is your perseverance. What people see is, of course, just your successes, your awards, your triumphs, but there is a lot of things that one has to do, one has to sacrifice in order to achieve those. Your sleepless nights, the tears when you are rejected for one scholarship, for example, the disappointments, but be persistent. Have a growth mindset and make sure that you have your goals right at the back of your mind. In relation to your communication, please make sure that your English is immaculate, both verbal and written. Uh, and as I've said before, be truthful, be authentic, be consistent, and be relevant in your resume. Just sharing here, just as a side, some tips and resources which you can explore on your own, specifically with regards to your SPM examinations. So, of course, the ministry has been asking more and more of the higher order thinking skill questions. So, when you encounter such questions, do not try to think, oh, which topic is this, but uh, be open-minded and in applying uh, the the techniques that you've been taught in order to resolve the conflict, because that is what the real world is all about. You would have to draw on all your knowledge, your experiences, in order to resolve the situation at hand. As I said earlier, secondly is on sharpening your English. I would like to share, for example, that for your reading material, English medium newspapers would be very useful. You read it every day. A step up would be business publications such as The Edge Malaysia. And also, one of my favorite radio channels is the Business FM. So this is also very good because, for example, every day during the workday at 8 a.m., there will be the breakfast grill. So besides listening to the very good English of the invitees, you also get to hear the ideas, the knowledge of industry captains, industry leaders. This is to broaden your horizons. Also, uh, things on the internet such as the TED Talk, Gold Pass, and motivational speakers. This is very important for you to expand your knowledge and skills. One of my personal favorites is Simon Sinek. You might have your own. It could be someone that has lived, that has passed away, but was a very that is icons of the past, such as Gandhi or Buya Hamka or Zabba, Pandita Zabba, and others in the English speaking domain. So, just like to ask in your feedback form, I would appreciate if you could share perhaps your personal, your favorite motivational speaker. Okay, to finish off, I'd just like to share a quote from Helen Keller. Um, she was a blind person living at the beginning of the last century, and she said that the only